Man, this is an interesting thing. Well, not too surprised though, man. Russell Wilson signed a just $140 million contract. Now, coming in 2012, remember he was drafted. He was only guaranteed 87.6 million, 4-year deal, and he had a lot to prove himself. Dude from Wisconsin, he came out of Oxford University. He had a really interesting brought up, life, a bring up, if you want to say. And of course, he had a divorce with some woman. This before he got engaged with Sierra and got real serious with her and had children. But man, this man is really exciting throughout the field. I mean, his first 7 years in the NFL, he actually won like 75 games and won a Super Bowl. That's very impressive. And they don't want to do a no trade clause on him. He talked to Pete Carroll about this, and they have a great relationship, great chemistry. You actually can see the passion on the field. Every time, specifically when Los Angeles Chargers went against the Seattle Seahawks, I'm like, man, this was kind of impressive for them to go against them in CenturyLink Field. That's one of the loudest stadiums in the world, man. And so he did a really great job, man, just keeping his composure. Like, the Seahawks are really a dominant team. Of course, they had Bobby Wagner, Marshawn Lynch back in the day, and we know Hall of Famous, the Super Bowl when they went against the New England Patriots. It was just a bad thing. It was a bad call. It really wasn't Russell Wilson's fault, even though he threw a bad pass. He was just giving out orders and trying to make what's best for the team in that particular time. And Pete Carroll decided not to run the ball with Marshawn Lynch, even though he had an exceptional game, just gaining like so many yardage, man, in that field. So that was really crazy. He almost won back-to-back Super Bowls, one of the first African Americans to win it besides Doug Williams from the Washington Redskins. But Russell Wilson, man, 30 years old. He's a really good role model as well, man, doing things in the community, in the Washington community. I'm going to, used to follow him on Instagram when I had one, and used to go out and just pray for the individuals, like, sick children, go to children homes, he volunteer. I mean, just being an upstanding guy, something that you can look up to as an athlete, man. That's really not too flashy, but it's a very humble individual. And that's just one thing I want to say. 140 million, people will say, okay, well, is he worth that much? I mean, well, you gotta look at the statistics there. I mean, you won the Super Bowl, almost won twice, almost won 2 Super Bowls back to back, 75 games. I mean, you guarantee really haven't missed the playoffs. Probably, I think, like once, twice in his career, but for the most part, you just got in there. I mean, you always keeping the Seattle Seahawks pretty much up to par, and just a great leader. When you make a bad mistake, he always just claps and keep it moving. He has a really positive demeanor about him, and just have those good qualities and good leadership qualities outside the field. He utilized people's strengths like Golden Tate at the time. I remember they had Sidney Rice. He had, Doug Baldwin. I mean, Baldwin was pretty much catching a lot of good things and running great routes. I mean, there's a lot of people that respect him, man. And he always find a way to scramble out of the pocket. So, I mean, this guy was just another like Patrick Mahomes, a little bit better. But 140 million, it is a lot of money. And then, you got top tier quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers was getting paid that much. I want to say Phillip Rivers was paying like over 90 plus. You got individuals like, of course, Peyton Manning. That was another individual. Jay Cutler, Jay Cutler, they say that statistically speaking, quarterbacks, they get overpaid, or feel like they get a large sum of money when they label them as the highest paid rating in the NFL. They usually, their performance goes down. They perform like luster. They don't really care. It's a lack of motivation there. They don't want to get too injured. They want to just collect that check, and they're not going to really break their neck to win win games and be successful on the field as much. Yeah, tell me that it could be true, because I remember Jay Cutler, he was kind of inconsistent, especially after that 2010 season with him and Brian Urlacher. I remember they went to the playoffs and he had a broken thumb. I just think that if he was real healthy in the snowing game, they would have actually went to the Super Bowl and won. But the Bears have been relevant since the Rex Grossman days, bro. But that's just here and there. Shouts out to the Bears fans, though. But the Russell Wilson $140 million contract, man. I just think this is good. I mean, grass is not greener on the other side. I mean, this eliminates a lot of rumors that him wanted him to go to the New York Giants. He posted a tweet like, "Hey, I'm staying here." And this is it. I think this is a great thing. Him and Sierra all booed up, so she getting that money, getting that cheese, man, and it just goes to show you as black men, just continue to focus on your craft, like, and just stay course to the mission. Be humble, do the great things that you can do, and improve each and every single day. I mean, Russell Wilson lost Super Bowl. He lost many games. but he continuously to improve himself, invest in himself each and every single day out in that field. He said as soon as he touched down and signed that contract on training day, he was there since like 6, 7 in the morning, all the way to 11:50 at night. Every day, studying film, working out, understanding his talents and understanding the gifts of his players, and so utilize their strength in the offensive line and what things he can do and what he can't do. So on game day, he can be very successful and pass the message down. So I mean, he played baseball as well. I mean, the cheese just keeps coming to him. I mean, that just really goes to show you that if you really, know what you're doing, you're dedicated in your field and you're very committed, regardless, like you're gonna have many bad days. It's gonna be bad days, it's gonna keep coming to you. But if you have a different perspective and a positive attitude, you can get through it. And that's just kind of what I see through this $140 million contract. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it, but he's just a genuine person, and I mean, Pete Carroll, I believe he deserves it, to be honest with you. He's one of the, I'm going to say, first quarterbacks I believe that really deserves it besides Tom Brady. You can arguably say Drew Brees, people who's getting records like that, man, breaking records on a day-to-day basis, man, when they step on that field. But I don't know, man, the $140 million contract at the cake, man, he's going to get that, well-deserving. Their father, so I think this is a good thing, man. And I'm just taking this that, hey, you can be successful, just gotta keep your nose clean and just focus on hand and always be observant and learn every single day, man, and just keep an open mind, and it's all about a positive mental attitude. And that's interesting, that's what he had on that field, even though there'll be days that he don't make it to the NFC Conference Championship or the Super Bowl, but he still remained loyal. He was really inspired by Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter, stayed with 15, 20 years, man, on the baseball team. So I forget what team, but it was just very successful, man. And he said he wanted to be like that, and he achieved that. So this would be kind of good, so I think it was a great, brilliant move financially. And he's going to end his career probably the 4 years. He won't be able to, I think about 2023, according to the article, he won't be able to have a franchise tag on him. But yeah, that's it, is what it is. But Russell Wilson doing your thing, man. It's like, man, we can take into consideration that hard work does pays off, and just be open minded to many things, so you'll eliminate disappointment. Just learn as many skills as possible, be dedicated to it, and think it's going to turn around. That's all I gotta say. I'm out. Deuces.